Hey, welcome back to another episode of The Research Page, your source for DIY, gear reviews, and all things filmmaking. I'm JR, your host, and in this week's episode, we're going to go a little bit different direction than we have in the past few weeks. We've actually interviewed a couple of the past contestants, but we have some very special hand-picked judges that are chomping at the bit to let you know who they are, why they are, and give you a little bit of information about their experience in the background. Now, I do want to take a second out to give a special thanks to Alex Canepa. He's brought over his Canon 70D for us to kind of toy around with, and this is actually being filmed on it. And I'm giving him a little bit of a hand, kind of getting acclimated with his camera during the process. So thank you for bringing a new toy to the stage for me to play with. Okay, first and foremost, our judge, a frugal filmmaker notoriety, though none other than Lucas Pfaff. Lucas, welcome to TRP. And as you know, you beautiful judges were handpicked. So, that being said, I want to go ahead and say, Lucas, what filmmaking background did you bring to the judges panel, or Knights of the Round, if you could call it that?
Hey there, and first of all, let me thank you for having me tonight at the new episode of the TRP. So, regarding my background in filmmaking, actually I don't want to bother you too much with this very dark and very sad story how I got into all this mess. So maybe let's concentrate a bit more on the recent stuff that I did and that I do. So basically I'm all into VFX, so I'm a visual effects artist and also a visual effects supervisor. I work quite some time for a company called Ari. Many people may know them for manufacturing lights and also cameras, maybe, and they also do a lot of post-production work. So they have quite a lot of grading capabilities and also, of course, VFX. This is where I worked. And there I worked on quite a few international movies and also German movies, of course, and also for German television a lot. And these days I'm working in a little company. It's actually not that little. We concentrate a lot on commercials, basically. Mainly for the German market, but also for Europe, for some big brands, actually. And yeah, over there I'm leading the visual effects department, if you want to call it like that.
Okay, excellent. So as we can see, not only is Lucas handsome, but he's talented too. So, all that being said, can you tell me a little bit about your experience judging that first month of Independence Challenge? What did you get out of it? How was the process? How did you experience it? And how do you reflect on it after the fact?
So to be honest with you, the initial reason why I joined was because I was asked to do so. Because it is very pleasing to hear something like that. There's some stranger on the internet, sorry James, who wants to have your expertise and your opinion in his own contest to judge films for him. And this is a pretty pleasing thing to do, actually. It's a very nice thing, and I was really pleased that someone asked me to do so. Because, sometimes my opinion is a bit controversial at some points. And yeah, also I was very curious what would come out of this contest, to be honest. So when you join such a contest, which is not that big because it was the first one, I didn't know what to expect from it, and you don't know what level you would meet in this contest, So I was really afraid if there were maybe some films that would be so bad that you don't want to watch them, and you would hate your life for watching it over and over and over again. It wasn't, of course, not that way. That's the reason why I'm sitting here again. So my experience with this contest was very good, because there was much different input and much different kind of levels. Of course, there were films that were not that good as other films. However, every film had a different thing that was very good for itself. It's only because a film looks bad or not that good, let's say it like that, doesn't mean that the pacing is bad, And this is something you have to really look into these movies when judging them, because it's not always that simple. It's not always black and white, and this is a pretty cool thing because it really trains your eye and your mind to look out for these things. And I think this is a cool experience to take from such a contest, to really get behind the films and get into them. And this is I think this is a pretty cool, well, it is a pretty cool experience to really judge a film, not only by seeing it, but also to write down your words and your thoughts on it. And this is yeah, a pretty cool thing, actually.
Nice, nice. Now, I'm sure the current participants are feverishly writing and creating and doing their thing. If asked, as a judge, what words of wisdom would the one and only Lucas Pfaff give to these content creators?
So you want some tips? Yeah. Well, first of all, two things. I had, in the first contest, I had sometimes had problems understanding them. So in the metaphorical way, that means I sometimes had problem understanding the films. So what it was all about. And sometimes there were films with very nice pictures, great technical value, great technical production value, but it lacked in story because I didn't know what it was about. You know, it's a nice picture doesn't solve a story for me. So I would like to understand what your film is about. You know, maybe I'm too stupid sometimes to understand some films. I don't think so, but maybe I am. You know, for you guys, but. I really want to understand it. So, you know, a film doesn't get better if it's not clear in the end. It's just get harder to understand. And sometimes this artsy stuff, you know, like not knowing what it was about is cool, but usually it's not, to be honest. So I really like to understand films. So if you have a letter in your film, I want to read it, you know? I just want to know. I want to know what you thought when you did this movie. You have a storyline, you have a background in your mind. I don't have it, so I really want to have it, and I want it to be transported through the film. Another thing is, of course, I like to understand your film, but when I in like 20 seconds into the film and I actually know everything that will come in the future, and it sometimes that's the case. You know, you watch 20 seconds and you initially know what will come. That's also not cool, so keep that in mind. The second thing is, for not understanding the films, is sometimes I really had problems understanding them on a literal basis. You may have already heard that I'm not native English, so I sometimes had problem understanding them. And then I had to ask other judges, you know, what the film was about and what they said, and this is sometimes not that cool. So if you think your sound is bad, you know, this can happen, this is okay. Maybe you have a tight deadline and you cannot do some ADR or whatever. Just write subtitles. I want to, this is a personal thing, of course other judges may see this differently, but I love to read subtitles. I just want to understand what you did there, you know? And also I want to give you a general tip. My personal tip, this is of course only my opinion, but my opinion is amaze us. It's very easy to say, but you know, we have these three genres. We have the suspense, we have the cowboy film, and we have the sci-fi. And I'd really like to see not the easiest things. I would like to see a cool film. You know, I want to forget that I have to watch a film. I want to watch your film, if you know what I mean. So I really want to be amazed at some point. I want to dive into your story. I want to enjoy it, and I want to see some creativity, you know, some freaky stuff. I already heard a bit from here and there, from left and right, about the films that are planned to make, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I think the level of stuff that we can expect from the second contest now is a lot higher than in the first one. But I really I want to tell you, just don't let something limit you. Just amaze us, you know. And if it's technically not perfect, it's fine. Just try something new and explore yourself, because this is what this contest is about. It's about enjoying ourselves and doing something great, and not the easiest one. You know, it's not, for me, it's not so much about the winning, about the grand prize. It's more about doing a cool thing, testing yourself, and get a great feedback from all the judges, and of course make a good film. And I think this is enough said.
Nice. Well, and finally, as we start to come to the end of our video here, how does it feel to be the focus of bonus points in the Bring in the New Year challenge? The lovely mug of the one and only handsome Lucas Pfaff.
Yeah, you got me there, actually. For the folks who don't know that, I actually didn't know that before, that I would be some sort of extra point program in this movie contest. I think it was Sean Scarfo who tagged me on Facebook on a set of rules that you, James, posted. And yeah, that was the time when I got to know that I would be some sort of extra, and I think I was the last one to know this. And yeah, but I think this is quite a lot of fun. You know, actually, people could be really mean, you know, and put me in a really bad shape, like set me up as a supervillain or something like that. And yeah, but I think I'm pretty humorous here, so I think that's a fun thing to see and to see what people would come up with, you know, with the ideas behind this. And I think this is a pretty cool and pretty nice thing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward in which ways people will implement me. Maybe I will have a mustache or something like that, and it would be pretty cool. And yeah, I think this is a pretty cool thing. We should do this more often, actually, because it adds a lot of fun, you know. And as I tried to say before, I don't know if I said it, but I tried to, is that that this contest is about fun in the end, you know, and enjoying ourselves. And I think that adds a lot of creativity, not only, but also a lot of fun to it, you know, simple as that. And I think this is what this contest should be about, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm really happy you did that. So yeah, thanks actually for having me in tonight's episode of the TRP. And yeah, I'm really can't wait for the end of January. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, stay safe. Bye.
Well, I want to thank you, Lucas, for giving us a little bit of your time and coming all the way from Germany to be on the research page. I want to thank you for being a judge and not only coming out for our first time, but you've graced us with your presence 2 contests in a row, and hopefully you'll be here for quite a while. That all being said, we've hit the end of our episode. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video and absorb and take in all that handsome German that you could. I'm sure some of you may have taken that a little bit further than others, but hey, this is why we make videos. I'm JR. This is the research page, saying thank you guys for watching. Good luck with the challenge, and I will see you guys for the live TRP on the 27th. Thank you very much.